Shibu sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir. Fine. Ready?
Yeah. So I think we should start. So
Yes, sir.
good afternoon to all the participants on behalf of Aryavarta Saudya School Complex. I welcome you on the fourth training session of 25-26, and we have the excellent resource person Dr. Shibu V Raju, and we are very eager to learn him on such an important topic on learning through art integration for the secondary stage, I suppose. So I'm now requesting Shibu sir to kindly start the session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I also welcome all teachers.
I say your voice is a little dim. Needs to be a little
Yeah,
volume.
good evening, all. Is it audible, sir?
Uh, uh, a little more improvement is required.
Maybe connectivity, maybe.
Yes, it is okay now.
Okay, now?
Yeah,
Okay.
almost.
Good evening, all. Once again, on behalf of Aryavarta Sahodaya, I welcome you all. I'm happy to get an opportunity to share my views on art integration. How can someone
Voice
learn?
breaking. Voice breaking.
Maybe network matters. Uh, is it okay now?
Yeah, better.
Better. Okay. Okay. So when we think about art and art integration, uh, it comes to our mind that I am not a good artist. Then how can I integrate art in my teaching learning process?
Voice
So
is
it comes.
voice breaking.
Just a minute, sir. Just.
Please increase the volume a little. I think you disconnect once and then connect with your this earphone.
Is it okay now?
Better than earlier.
But
No, now no voice.
no, is it okay, sir? Now?
Huh? Abhi, sometime it's good.
Is it fine?
It's breaking,
Okay.
breaking.
Is it maybe network issue? Maybe.
Can you reconnect?
Yeah, I'm reconnecting. So how is the voice now?
Voice is not breaking, but the volume is lower.
No.
Now it is good.
How better? Now it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay, but breaking. Volume is okay, but breaking.
Okay.
हाँ अभी ठीक है. Please go.
Maybe in
Go ahead.
between now the thermal varies. Sorry for interruption. So, brilliant teachers. The topic of today it's a learning through art integration. And it's a challenging one to integrate art in our daily classroom teaching. Why? It's because of our sometimes of mental setup. We think I am not good in art or I am not a good artist. Then how can I integrate art in my teaching? See, art it is our part of life. We cannot proceed anything without art. For example, if I ask you to put a signature, right? All of us must be putting signature. All of us must be writing our name. All of us must know our vernacular language to write especially, right? Even we may write A to Z. See, for example, the letters, whatever we write, let me say A, the letter A. We write the letter A and that is a picture. Every letter of any language, any letter in any language, there's a picture. And we drew a picture and named that letter as A, maybe A, right? So just we have named. So when a child gets birth in the family, anywhere, what do? We maybe after 7 days or 8 days, 10 days, as per the norms of the religion in which we believe, we name the child. And from that day onwards, the child is known as in that particular name. In the same way, we have named some of the pictures, all pictures as some letters, maybe as mathematical figures, maybe as different symbols. We are named, and then onwards we start calling that as a particular name we have given. So, art is a part and parcel of our daily life. I go to class and I'm writing a subject, for example, social science. So when I write social science, all letters are mentioned. S O C I A L S C I E N C E. All letters just in the pictures we wrote and we name it. Now, these letters, if I can draw beautifully or write beautifully, that becomes something attractive to someone else. Maybe some may write in cursive, some may write in different. And the same way, art integrated learning, it shows how can I integrate a kind of different art forms in my daily teaching through which I can make the classroom effective. That is what we'll be reflecting next 55 to 60 minutes. So let us see what is art integration. Art integration is an approach to teaching in which students construct and demonstrate understanding through an art form. Students engage in a creative process which connects an art form and another subject area and meets involving objects in both. So understanding an art form, for example, I'm going to the class, I'm standing and I want to teach a poem or I want to teach a definition or I want to do an experiment. So what is the method that I follow in the classroom? It's a one-man side method, just a lecture method, or a demonstration method, or different methods. What's the method I follow? What's the involvement of students? Only I am involved, or students are also having the involvement. It counts. So when the class is going on, the integration of art or art integration approach says that how far you are able to put up the concept in a different way. It can be visual, it can be as oral, it can be something like, a kind of acting, anything it can be. Even visual can be an acting, or even it can be drawing something on the board, or showing a visual clip, something it can be. Sorry. Art integrated learning is an innovative and constructive pedagogy based on learning through the arts, and which the arts is a framework of experiential learning where students discover their interests, abilities, and learning through their own experience. Sorry. See, art integration is a form of experiential learning. We are well aware about what's the importance of experiential learning. When I want to learn something, and if I learn only from textbook, I may forget, and it becomes something burden. For example, I am walking in the street, I have seen something, and it has gone to my mind. I start reflecting myself, and I'm thinking on it, and somebody has asked me after even one day, 1 year, or after 2 years, I remember the incident. I remember somebody who has spoken to me. So that it is, from the experience I am sharing it. Even if suppose, when, how does it comes to our mind? How we remember? There are two concepts. Whenever we go to the classroom, the art integration should be connected into two concepts. One, it should touch the brain of children. One method, if the teaching learning process, if it can touch the brain. Second, the teaching learning process can touch the heart. So when the teaching learning process, if it touches the brain, I may forget. It's a possibility of getting forget. I may forget. But if it touches the heart, I don't think anybody would forget. Even the recent days or even for many days, we will not forget. Therefore, sometimes we, remember, tell somebody, no, you have, hurt me 2 years back. It happened to my life. Or 3 years back, it happened to my life. Years back, it happened to my life. Why don't we forget? Because it touched my heart. And if it touches my heart, I will not forget. So our teaching learning process, TLP, should be accordingly. And the effect of visual effect is also too high. Why I would say? Because if there are children, those who come to us and say, sir, continuously I study. I spend 6 to 8 hours for studies. Even I get up early in the morning and I study. But I'm not able to understand. I forget whatever I learned. These are the common comments said by the children. It's a common comment. And if you ask those children, Babu, when did you see the last movie? So they would say the movie name. Can you tell me the characters of the movie? They would be so fast and excited to say the characters, even the songs, the story, even the small instance, even they say as if they have written the script. So it is not a matter of IQ. It's a matter of observation. It's a matter of presentation. It's a matter how does it affect in their life? How does it give a lot of interest in their lives? That matters. Therefore, I said, whenever I teach, whenever I do something to those children, I should remember how far it is touching to their heart. So art integrated learning, it gives a clear idea in the coming slides too. It gives a clear idea how far I can integrate teaching learning process into the life of children through different forms of art. That's a prime motive of this topic. How can I integrate the teaching, the syllabus, or the topic what I want to share into the life of children in interesting forms? It can be different forms. So different forms also in the coming slides will be seen. While studying the integration of art with other school subjects, maybe like mathematics, it can be science, it can be languages, or sociology, history, or cultivate and different things, cultivates more interest among for these subjects. For example, uh, when we ask, I hope the all teachers or principal, those who are listening to me, I hope we are from Bihar, right? So the children from Bihar, we might have noticed when they are coming to the school, when they are coming to the school, and maybe first time, I'm not telling about when they joined afterwards. When they before joining, we must be talking to the children. Where do you study? What is your interesting subject? And many of the children, they say the interesting subjects would be mathematics. Many of the children. So, okay. So the children, those who are interested in maths, the children, those who are interested in science, their percentage is approx 80%. Whenever we ask, it's a almost an accurate survey. Whenever children join or whenever we ask children, what is your interesting subject or which subject do you like the most? 80% children would say maths and science. But when we look those 80% children's report card, the less scored subject would be maths and science. They are interested, and but the output is different. And at the same time, when we ask the teachers, okay, the maths teachers or science teachers would say, children, I'm not objecting any subject or something. They say children are not interested in maths and science. Even after 10 and plus 2, the number of children, those who are participating maths and science are very high. Right? So it is not the matter of learning without interest. They have interest. Now, what is the gap? Where this gap is taken place? But you see, on the contrary, languages, social science, maybe social science can vary little bit. But when we talk about language, children, whether they like or not, rarely children fail in the subject. Not only getting less failure in the subject, but also they get good marks in English, good marks in Hindi, good marks in different languages. And now, when we look their attachment with the subject, they too have a good attachment with the language teachers rather than science and maths. Do you know why? That's what I told between. When we analyze the science, maths, language, and other subjects, the language teachers touches the heart, but science teachers or maths teachers try to touch the brain of children. That's a teaching method that we follow. In fact, art integration is easy in maths and science rather than language. Of course, different forms of art integration is, of course, it is applicable in everywhere. For example, a teacher who teaches a poem in any one of the languages, the teacher can adopt maybe presentation through dance, maybe presentation through a small skit, presentation through a small clip. Something can be done. But the maths and science teachers may feel difficulties in those, in the matter of skit and all. But at the same time, there are possibilities through which even the toughest of the toughest subjects can be integrated through art. That we have to understand. So what I have to do, different things I have to explore. Maybe using of different colors, using of different materials, different designs. For example, many of the schools of 21st century are having, smart classes, are having LED panels, right? Now, smart boards are, outdated. LED panels are coming to the market. So there, if you see, the options are given. The board color can be changed. It has got its own impact. For example, first period, the teacher came and the children are seeing it. Green board, green board, green board, only green board. Second period teacher came, again same green board. Third period teacher came, again green board. Instead of that, if suppose we can change the background, maybe in the smart board, maybe in the LED panels, we can change the background. Sometimes I can use black, sometimes it can be light, a cream color, or any other color which is visible with the writing, or that chalk. The writing color can be changed. When we change, the appearance changes. And the maximum utilization of the technology can be adopted in order to have a better presentation. So these things, it gives a good, impact to the children. Now, I'd like to ask you few questions. Please put in the chat box. Teachers, a good number of teachers are participating. So I expect a good number of answers for it. I am giving an incident. The incident is that a little child, hardly 8, 9, 10-year-old child, is going to school. Kindly listen to the statement. A little child, 8 to 10-year-old child, or a 10-year-old child is going to school by walking, because the school is not so far. School is near to home. So child is walking alone and going to school. I hope you understood the incident. Now, I like to ask few questions. Please put in the chat box. The child is girl or boy? Please put in the chat box. Ravi Kumar sir is saying girl child. Agansha ma'am said girl child. Sinha ma'am said girl child. Rajan Sinha sir said boy child. Sushma Kumari ma'am. Okay. Okay. Some said girl child. Some said boy child. Jyoti Kumari ma'am said girl. Pankaj sir saying boy. Varsha ma'am said girl. Okay. So many, remarks are coming. Thank you very much. The next question. What is the color of uniform the child is wearing? Girl or boy, no matter what is the color of uniform the child is wearing. Agansha Priya ma'am said blue. Dinesh Anwar sir said blue. Pankaj sir said blue. Rajan Singh sir said green. Reshmi Singh ma'am said blue. Singha ma'am said red. Brown skirt and very good. Brown skirt and beautifully said. And gray. Anjana Singha ma'am said gray. Okay, blue, red. Okay. Does the child having water bottle in the hand? Does the yes or no you can put? Does the child having water bottle in the yes? Yes. Okay. Ravi Kumar sir, Sujit sir, Mukherjee said yes. All are saying yes, yes. Okay. What's the color of the water bottle? If the child is having water bottle, Surendra Kumar sir said no. If no, then okay. If yes, what is the color of the water bottle? Gray. No. Okay. Yellow. Colorless. Colorless cannot be. There will be okay, something. Blue and green mixed. Okay. Very good. Ravi Kumar sir. Okay. Green and gray. Pink. Green. Okay. Okay. What's the color of the shoe? What's the color of the shoe the child is having? What's the color of shoe? Black. Okay, black, black, black. Okay, 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 black and red. Uh, color of the shoe. Okay, black. Okay, very good. Thank you very much for your, valuable, suggestions or the output that you have given. Thank you very much. I like to ask you. I said only a statement. Right. I said a statement. The child is going to school. That's a simple statement. So, how did you think that the child is having black shoe, child is having a blue uniform, red uniform, or different, different kind of water bottle or anything? I have never said anything. Even I have not said the child is girl or boy. I never said the child is having water bottle. Whatever things you have said, that is your imagination, right? Sorry. Whatever things you have put in the chat box, it is not my imagination. It is your imagination. So when I go to the class, 35 minutes, sorry, 35 minutes or 40 minutes, when I am sharing my knowledge, what do? I keep sharing my knowledge, right? There, the freedom to express the imagination is lesser, right? So art integration is saying everybody has their own personal imagination. Everybody has. Not a single child, not a single child or single person in the world can be out of this, thing. Means everybody has imagination. For example, a simple example I can say you have come to the school. For example, now hot season, almost all schools are having 7 o'clock or 6:30 morning school we have. Imagine our school timing is 7 o'clock, right? And you reach the school 7:20. 20 minutes you are late. The attendant of the principal of our office from office, somebody came and called you, sir, principal is calling you. What would be the imagination in our mind? Can you put in the chat box? you are late for 20 minutes. You are late for 20 minutes, and after 20 minutes your arrival, somebody came and told you principal is calling you. What will be your reaction? Vinod, Sarah said, I will be scared. Okay. Any other reaction that comes to your mind? When principal call you, what would be your reaction? Okay, Danish Anwar are saying I am scared. Okay, any other thing comes to your mind? Normally, this come in the mind of us that I am late. Now, what I should maybe I did something wrong. Normally, it comes to the mind as I have done something wrong. What is the wrong? I have come late. So the imaginations after imaginations gives us different, principle. Would like to know the reason for the late. Yes, there it may expected to get scolding by the principal or such things. We will have, imagination. May be he should ask why, what's the reason. So whatever the reason comes to your mind, along with that, we think that how can I give justification to it? What's the justification we can give? Maybe the school is, after traffic, railway crossing. Then the teachers may tell, no, sir, the railway was closed for a long duration. Or when I got up, my child was sick, or my husband was having this problem, or I got up with this problem, that problem, right? So we try to find out one or another thing through our imagination, guessing. And when you enter the office, he called and told you, sir, tomorrow children are going for some competitions. Can you please escort the children and please give the updation as soon as possible? And the principal may ask you, you can go back to the class. Matter is over, right? But we will have lot of imaginations, guessings, and we try to even express our imaginations. When we enter the office, we will, as if suppose we are scared or we are having fear, we will act accordingly. Right? So there are certain things everybody has. It's a common. It's a common. It comes to your mind. You just consider our part or put the children in the same shoe. Children are also having imagination capacity. Why do the classes get boring? Do you know what's the reason for the classes to get bored? One, the interaction between teacher and children are less and lesser because we are worried to complete the syllabus. The 2025-26 session has started. I like to suggest to you, okay, I'm not saying don't complete the syllabus. Pre-planning, do pre-planning so that the interaction activities, activity-oriented learning and lesson completion can take place. Now, as of NEP 2020, there are three things compulsory in every chapter, which is connected with art integration. Three things. One, objective of the chapter should be into the mind of children. It is not that they are studying, some chapter and they do not know what is the objective of learning. Many of us, we also do not know sometimes why I should teach this chapter. We do not know what's the objective of the chapter, why I am teaching. So first, I should be aware what's the objective of the chapter which I am going to teach, and that should make clear before starting the chapter. Children, we are going to learn this chapter, and by learning this chapter, we will try to understand this is the objective. Second, the chapter should be explained properly. Content is sharing. Sharing of content. Third, outcome of the chapter. If you see the NCERT textbooks or publication textbooks, if you see, these three things are clearly mentioned, right? Outcome. Now, when I share the content, there the art integration has the a vital role. While sharing the content, what kind of content sharing I adopt? So, art education improves cognitive abilities and encourage critical thinking, problem solving, decision making abilities. Students develop the analysis, interpretation, and information synthesis abilities that are necessary for success in any discipline through the creative process. I'd like to ask you one question to you all. From which age children can take a decision? From which age onwards? From which age children can take critical thinking or problem solving or decision making? About 13 age, okay. 12 to 13 age, about okay. Okay. 12 plus. Okay, 12 to 13 onwards. Okay, 6 onwards. Very good. It has come down. Okay, approx 12 years onwards. 12 onwards. So maximum, say 10 above. Now, 12 plus. I like to ask you one question, another question. For example, those who are married, they have children. Those who are not married, you might have observed the small kids in our family somewhere. You just imagine a child of 1 year. A child of 1 year is in the hand of mother. Is in the hand of mother. Mother is holding the child in the shoulder. You went near to the child and tried to take the child. What would be the reaction of the child? When an unknown person is trying to take the child who is very, very small, approx 1 year old child, when you are trying to take the child, what would be the reaction of the child? Please put in the chat box. Start crying. Okay. Start crying. Very good. Any other reaction? He will spread his hand towards me, mother or father, recognized mother, searching for their parents, and start crying and sockets or ignorance. Okay, start ignoring. Okay, this will be the normal reaction of the child. What are things that you have mentioned? There's a final reaction of the almost all same reaction of the child, right? So when children are having this reaction, how do they understand? How do they understand? Don't you think they think themselves? They think themselves. Okay, they think themselves. Something is going to, something is going to happen with me, and they try to find out the solution for it. They have tried to find out solution for it, and they also try, making decision making. What will be the decision? If I am into the hands of my parents, father, mother, grandparents, that means I am safe and secure. And the moment I go to them, I have solved out my problem. Right? I solved out my problem. Means we are thinking that the above maybe 10-year, 12-year, 13-year children only have the such kind of skills. No. Either emotional skill, social skill, or thinking skill. When we talk about all these three kinds of skills, all children are having these skills into their age. Level may be different. For example, if we ask, What are the problems that you're facing in studies? They will not be able to tell. A child who is studying in first class or second class, if you ask, what are the problems that you face in your classroom, they will not tell. You go to sixth class, fifth class, and above 10th class, 10-year-old, ask them what are problems you face in the class. They will tell you. And ask your, children. They say critically. They say, for example, the child who is coming to my school for nursery classes, I ask them, whom do they love the most, father or mother? Regularly ask. In front of parents itself, I ask, whom do you love the most? Normally I have seen the children just turn back. Okay, Rashmi ma'am is saying mother. Okay, but the children that turn back and look at mother, look at father, and they give me the answer. I love both. Yes, Singha ma'am has said that. No, I love both. See how critically the child has said. Child of 3.5 year old telling me that I love both. Don't you think it's a critical thinking? Right? See, as per their age, they are ready. And a child who is of even 1 day child, the child who came out of the womb, the child start crying. Right? The child start crying. For what? Maybe hungry. Maybe showing feeling. The child is not well. Means every human being from the day one, every living being from the day woman to one onwards, they have all these skills. What I wanted to convey, every child who are sitting in the class are having ability to evaluate me. All are having the ability to evaluate me. So when the child evaluates, whether I am able to understand the classes or not, am I feeling boring or not, is the teacher is having a monotonous classroom, something like that, everybody has. So when I, integrate teaching, it should be, with the art. So innovative and constructive learning approach, which is based on learning through the art, that will help us. Right. So, when learners explore creatively while building connections between different concepts through, various art forms, it can be, like drawing and painting, maybe clay modeling, pottery, paper crafts, mask and puppet making, or, heritage crafts, etc., or performing arts like music, dance, theater, puppetry, different things. So, for example, you can do one thing, one suggestion. When you complete one chapter, make one group. For example, there are 10 chapters for half yearly. 10 chapters. So, 40 children are there in the class. Right. Example, I'm saying for half yearly, maybe 8 chapters or 10 chapters. So, this 10 chapters, you divide into 40 children. Means divide into 10 groups. So, each group will have 4 children. So, tell the 4 children to make some creative presentation on that topic. Right? So, when I tell them, okay, you sit together or, give some 5-10 minutes, that group 1 will be presenting. Now, the chapter you might have started, right? In many other schools, maybe 1 chapter or 2 chapters or 3 chapter, may not be 3 chapter. First and second chapter may be going on. So you can, make the team and say, team 1, chapter 1, team 2, chapter 2, team 3, chapter 3. So after the completion of first chapter, tell the children, so tomorrow you have to present on this topic. Bring some creative presentation. It can be drama, it can be skit, it can be PPT, it can be drawing, it can be, flashcard, it can be anything. All these things are under art integration. Anything which is connected with modified forms than the oral thing, it is an art, right? So they will present. Now I am not presenting, children are doing their effort. Here children understand the psychology of children better than a teacher. Why I do say this? For example, a child comes to you saying, "Sir, can you please explain this topic once again?" You explain once. After explaining, you call one child to the board, whoever learned well or who may be comparatively better in that subject. Call the child and tell the child to explain that chapter or a topic to entire class, especially that particular child who has asked you the doubt. When then you will see, the child will understand better because our language may be little high, our explanatory level may be little high, right? But the child who will be explaining that, their language is into their level. The involvement of the children in order to explain the chapter in the class will be comparatively effective than us. For a moment, not always, for a moment. Okay, child will not be able to explain like us beautifully or something, but for the need of the child, it will be helpful, right? Because the children normally, those who are not understanding in the class, they are not the excellent children. They are average or below average children, right? So it will come to their level. So such kind of things can be adopted, or kind of library things can be accessed, reviews can be done. So those things also can be done in a different ways. So art integration engages students to reflect critically on their work and subject matter. That's what I was trying to convey you all. That children, the moment they think critically, the involvement comes. And encourage children to ask questions. Encourage something. Many of us, we go to the classroom and say, see, you people are not asking questions. Why don't you ask questions? So one technique I would like to, give to the teachers. How can we make the children to ask questions in the class? You taught a chapter, maybe mass. Okay, mass chapter taught in physics. After completion of teaching in mass, if you say, how many of you understood the chapter mass? Children are silent. Children are silent. Some children, they may say yes. Many of them, they may say no. And when one or two children, they start saying yes, many of the children, they start saying, yes, sir, I understood. But in reality, they may not have understood. So what I have to do, or what we have to do, is that when I go to the class, don't teach the topic. Already we have started the session. Okay. This techniques is normally implemented before the session start. Okay. I mean, beginning of the session, not before the session start, beginning of the session. So now you give a common topic, like a topic which is known to everybody. For example, what I can say, uh, seasonable fruits. Okay, what is the use of, or what are the seasonable fruits? A simple question. Don't you think everybody would, answer you? 95% of children will answer you in the class. Maybe 100% of children will answer you. Now you tell them and ask some questions regarding that. So they will have a habit to ask questions. So their hesitation will go. It is not that they don't want to ask questions. They want to have interaction. They want to ask questions, but they are having, hesitation. So first we need to remove the hesitation. Then afterwards, if you come to the subject topic and ask the children to ask questions, they will ask, at least the percentage of asking questions that will increase. That kind of techniques can be adopted. And at the same time, such kind of things like, in a secondary level, not only in secondary level, any level, even the child who is studying in a college also, kind of, art integration will be highly helpful. So students discover, human beings, verbal things are there, non-verbal things are there, music is there. See, art is there everywhere. For example, what you can say, dance, singing. Now, reality shows are going on. It's a time of reality shows. We may say, no, that is not good dance. That person has not sang well. Why? The integration and connectivity may not be good. When we give a speech, sometime when we give a speech, the children are having very good observation and they listen to us. Art to speak, art of teaching, art of speaking, art of presentation, art of communication, art of talking, art of even everything. Even a person who sits in the chair, that is also having art. Art cannot be kept aside. It is not something like that. I have drawn a picture in the paper. That is art. No. Art is integrated everywhere. Everywhere. Even the person, the way a person sit, that is also having a personality, art. Right? The person walks. The person who speaks, everything has got art. So these things we should understand, and even the children can see. Experiential learning and art integration would be, for example, I am teaching about the functioning of post office. I am teaching the functioning of maybe what we can say archives. I am teaching about different culture, heritage. For example, we can take the children to Nalanda. They'll see the old how the universities, or we can take the post office. No, we can take the children to, and this visual effect will be there. That is also part of art teaching. So here, art integration, we can say, integrity of the subject or connectivity to establish a standard, instructional purpose or direct focus on priority or meaningful, authentic and seamless. So AIL, we can say, art integrated learning is a framework of purely it's an experiential learning. Purely it's an experiential learning. How can I? For example, I don't know whether I said before, 2025, we had a Pariksha Pe Charcha. So it was many editions had happened before also. Many editions had happened before also. Pariksha Pe Charcha. So Pariksha Pe Charcha was conducted in an auditorium. Mr. Narendra Modi, Honorable Prime Minister, he used to interact with the participants, children. See, this year the Pariksha Pe Charcha, it was quite interesting for me, and things that came to my mind. I don't know whether I am right or wrong. What I felt is that the Pariksha Pe Charcha was divided into chapters. All chapters are explained in different places. Somewhere in the park, somewhere under the tree, somewhere under the fountain, somewhere in a different places. Means it was purely based on experiential learning, art integration, right? Children are not in the same place, my dear teachers. 365 out of 365, normally 200 to 200 working days we have. 220 working days, every day children are in the same class. Don't you think they feel boring? At least, for example, we don't have space to move out. Okay, maybe schools in Patna or some maybe in the towns and or the campus is small, may not be. At least our classroom can have a different atmosphere or not. You just implement one system. Humble request. Sitting arrangement, we may have the traditional sitting arrangements, right? Traditional sitting arrangement. Every week or at least once in a month, change the sitting arrangement at least. That's also art form, art of sitting arrangement. And at least conduct some activities. Learning environment is very much necessary for the children. Learning environment. And when we, in the classroom or study, everything, participants, it should be, it should have lot of thinking and imaginations. Though interest should take place in the class. Children are not having interest in the class because our teaching may be monotonous, atmosphere may be monotonous, and this is the time of not of movies. This is a time of reels. And reels are not more than 30 seconds, right? Or maybe approx 5 minutes, maximum 10 minutes reels. But our classes are of 30 to 40 minutes. Dear teachers, evaluate on it. We need to evaluate on it. When children are interested of only 10 minutes reels, 5 minutes reels, 1 minute reel, right? How can I take attention of that child for 30 to 40 minutes? I need to evaluate on it. If I am not evaluating it, my class will be failure. My class will not be acceptable. They will not accept. And if the class cannot promote interactive learning, participation from children, they will not. Right, teachers? So, art integration or art education is a powerful tool in this 21st century, right? And I would say it's a post-modern century. Modern century is over. It's a post-modern century where all knowledge is in the tip of the, tip of fingers. All knowledge. When they are having accurate knowledge from internet, when they are having examples and other things from YouTube channels, what is the necessity they have to come to our class? Unless we use different kinds of arts, we will be outdated and children will run away from us. So, dear teachers, use colorful designs, materials, tools, and other supplies in the classroom, which is very much necessary. And as I was saying, National Curriculum Framework and maybe NCF, NEP, everything is focusing on this point. How can I have, simple classes, effective classes? Okay, simple and effective classes. See here, theater, maybe music, maybe visual arts or dance and different things can be adopted for the purpose. And the principle of art, it should be have equilibrium, balance, emphasis, movement, proportion, rhythm, unity, and variety. The means and art uses to organize elements within the work of art. Else, dear teachers, we will be out of place and we'll be, somewhere else. So as I was saying, the impact, impact and ambience, it should be, curiosity. We should make a curiosity. Okay, what is going to happen? What is going to happen? Okay, teacher came, open the textbook, taught from the textbook, bell is rung, teacher is out. Next minute also, teacher came, opened the textbook, something is taught, bell is rung, teacher is out. It's a regular and normal process. Be out of this box. Be out of this box. Understand the emotion and, understand the children, understand the psychology. Before a child talks, they sing. Before they write, they draw. As soon as they stand, they dance. Art is fundamental to human expression. I repeat, before a child talks, they sing. Maybe the cry. Okay? Cry is also very important, right? Because when the child takes birth, if the child is not crying, what and what not, the doctor and the parents would do, mainly nurse and a doctor, they may do anything. Even we have noticed that even they use the needle, injection needle, and poke the child, let the child cry. So that the first is song, the sound of the child is cry. From there till the end, before they write, they draw. Maybe on the wall, maybe doing something, they draw the circle, draw here and there, a lot of things they do. As soon as they stand, they dance. They don't know what they are, but the moment is there. Therefore, art is a fundamental expression, shall not. And that art has to be integrated in the lesson plan for, for what academic achievement can be, increases students' engagement, and boost social and emotional development. So the NEP created another role for the art to serve as a portal for entry. It's a formality. Okay, we have to, but it shall not be a formality. When we need to enter the, art integrated learning, teaching learning process report. It shall not be any formality. We should do effectively. So learning through about an art enrichment experience of studying while art school as well as the preparing students for life after the school. So children are coming to the school not to learn, pass examination and go. No, they're coming their life which is out of campus. How can I live a life, a better life out of school campus? That's the purpose. They are coming and understand the individual identity. Just look at our 10 fingers. If you're listening to me, just look at our 10 fingers. Where did we use these 10 fingers? While preparing Aadhaar card. Where did I use my retina? In Aadhaar card. When God has created us with an individual identity, approx 600 to 700 crore people are there in the world. None of the people are having same fingerprints. When God has given very individual identity to me, why can't I make little effort and make my identity better? That's a challenge. That's a challenge. So, no, it is as a 21st century skill. If I find out, you know, technology is sharp, everything is going, developing day by day. Where am I? I am traditional. I am not doing, any kind of hard work. I am not doing a smart work. I am not using any technology. I am just still adamant to and the traditional way of teaching. How can I come up? But the generation is moving so fast and they're fast, not only fast, furious. They want more and more. But we are not. Art plays a vital role in education for fostering creativity, improving cognitive skill, helping children develop emotionally and social skill. Keeping in this mind, I would suggest to you all, dear teachers, when I enter the class from tomorrow onwards, 23rd April 2025, Wednesday, when I go to the class, I must be well prepared. Now it's 6 o'clock. Relax for half an hour. By 6:30, 7 o'clock, I like to give a small homework to you all. What are the subjects that I should teach tomorrow? Just go through the timetable. At least 2 minutes, then 2 minutes. A small art integrated activity. Please prepare and go to the class and let the children understand the topic in a better way and they let them feel you. My teacher is different than others. As I said, when God has given a unique identity to us, why can't I take a self effort and make the identity better in front of others too? With this, I like to thank everybody for uh, being the part of this session on learning through art integration. Thank you very much. Uh, Aryavarta Sahodaya, uh, founder Dr. CV Singh sir, President Radhika ma'am, uh, Alfonso sir, and Himanshu sir, Dimple ma'am, everybody. I thank everybody for giving me a chance to share my views on art integration. Thank you. Thank you very much. Uh, and between the attendance link has been uh, uploaded. Please make sure that we have made attendance before we leave. If in case any queries regarding this, you please put in the chat box. And thank you very much for your compliments. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Huh?
8 का 224.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you to all the participants. And the training was really excellent, and we have learnt a lot. Thank you to Shibu sir once again. On behalf of
Thank you, sir.
Aryavarta Swadhyay School Complex, the founder, chairman sir, president, ma'am, our vice presidents, and all the office bearers, I thank to each one of you present here. And I must repeat, I have sent the attendance link, requesting you to please complete it by 6:15. Thank you, Sibu sir. We'll be connecting again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you,
you
sir.
so much.
Thanks to all. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we can leave. Thank you.